Started. We'll still have some folks joining us here, but we're running a few minutes late, so we want to get you all going. How's the day going so far? Good? Probably a lot of information coming at you? We're going to have a lot more coming at you now, so hang on. So welcome. My name is Whitpe. I work in our campus life office. Our office is just down the hall here in the Student Center. And I'm going to talk you through some opportunities for students to get involved on campus, engagement opportunities, clubs, leadership, events, all that fun stuff. So, can get started. So on campus, we have about 130 student clubs. That varies each year, but this is the active number we have right now. And our clubs are organized into a variety of categories, which just kind of helps your student find maybe what type of club they're interested in, whether it's an academic-related club, an identity-based club, arts and performance, a faith-based club, etc. So I'll show you here in a minute where you can find those, but we have a variety of clubs. And if your student comes here and doesn't like any of them and wants to start a new one, they can do that as well. We start new clubs each semester. So lots of opportunities to either try something new or to continue a passion they've had throughout their high school or childhood. So a few different ways for your students to hear and connect with these clubs. The first one is on Monday the 5th, which is that first weekend when they move in. We have a first-year engagement fair that's really focused on the first-year students. So we'll have our clubs and orgs out at tables outside, and your students can come and meet with them, ask questions, get an idea of kind of what events and opportunities they have through their club, and just kind of get connected and start those conversations. If they don't get a chance to do that there, we have another one in September on the 20th, which is a few weeks into the school year. All of our students are certainly invited to that. But again, another chance for your students to connect with clubs and organizations. And then there's one in the spring if they want to attend that one as well. So TommyLink, if you have not heard of this yet, this is something we really want you and absolutely want your students to know about. TommyLink is our online engagement portal, and that's where you're going to find information about all of these clubs. All these clubs, events that are happening on campus, different departments have events on there as well. So your student can go on there right now, actually, and look to see all of the clubs. Any of the clubs that are on there are the current active ones. They can reach out to those club members already, get a sense of, again, what the clubs are all about, and just kind of ask some questions. But again, this is where they're going to find out about events happening on campus. So all of our student club and org events get put into TommyLink, as well as department and large-scale events get put in there as well. So if your students are like, I don't know what's happening on campus, you can remember TommyLink, have them go check that out, and there'll be lots of events going on. They can also RSVP for off-campus trips, which I'll talk more about here in a few minutes. They can complete their engagement pass, which they'll hear more about as they continue through their school year. And then we send out group communication through TommyLink to both our groups, like our transfer and out-of-state populations, as well as our cohorts, so like our first year, our second year, and our upper division students. I'll talk more about that, but we've done a lot of focus on those groups to really try and build some good community and some kind of camaraderie between those cohorts and groups. So this is a screenshot of what you will see when you go into TommyLink. Most of TommyLink is public facing, which means you don't need an account to see it. So you all could go on there right now and see most of this information. Your student will have an account, and that will allow them to see a little bit more information that maybe we keep a little bit more private, but you can see a lot of this at any point. So this is an old screenshot. It's from February, so don't mind that. But at the top, you can see that you can search in two different areas for events and organizations. And again, that's just where you would search to find information about organizations as well as events. So this is kind of a fun way. So if your student is looking for a different, specific type of event, maybe like a music or a performance-based event, they can search for different themes. And then this is a fun one where anytime we enter events into TommyLink, you can add if there's free food or free stuff happening at those events. So students can search to see if there's free food or free giveaways happening, which no shame in that. So we encourage them to do that. And then this is just how you would search in for the organizations and clubs. As I mentioned those before, those categories, they can search through those if they want to kind of narrow down their options versus seeing all of them at one time. All right, so another big thing out of our office and campus life, something that I work really closely with, are events. So we are planning a ton of events for your students to have a chance to have some fun, meet some other people, and get connected to other folks. So these are some pictures and some screenshots from social media of some of those events that we do. There's bingo, we've got bonfire pits, we have s'mores, inflatables outside, outdoor movies, outdoor music. Every Thursday, for the first about 6 weeks, we'll have outdoor music out here on the quad, just kind of like music in the park style music. Like I said, bingo is very popular on this campus, and so we do a lot of different styles of bingo, dessert bingo, breakfast bingo, all the different bingos you can think of. And then we've got food trucks we bring on campus a few times a year, and just a variety of activities. So on the weekends, we've got game shows, we've got bowling nights, and different things like that. And then we've got some off-campus trips, which I'll talk about here in just a second. So those off-campus trips are to a variety of places. They're also free for your students. We provide the bus, the transportation, as well as the tickets. Some of the events are a little bit smaller just because of the cost of it, but some of them are bigger and open to more students. So the Mississippi Riverboat is one that we take about 300 students each fall to the Mississippi River, get on a boat, have some food, get to see the sunset, and it's really cool. We go to other places around the cities like Minnehaha Falls, the Sculpture Garden, and different places locally. And then we also do a lot of the sporting events, so the Minnesota United, the Twins, the St. Paul Saints, and different things like that. I'll talk a little bit more about this later too, but we are also doing some outdoor recreation. This is new for us, and we're trying to see how students respond to it, and they're liking it so far. So we took them out canoeing on the chain of lakes last spring, Crystal Cave out in Wisconsin, and then some hikes and different things outside in nature. And then we've got some winter-themed excursions that we did last year, the Ice Palace and the Glow Festival. So lots of good stuff. And they can all RSVP for these events on TommyLink. And again, those are free to students, including the bus and the ticket. So pretty good deal. One thing we'd like for you and of course your students to know is that we do offer activities and events and things every weekend during the academic year. Certainly your students are going to find stuff to do on their own, maybe off campus, maybe on campus, but if they're looking for something, we want to make sure we've provided them an opportunity to have some fun and to connect with folks. So every weekend there is stuff both out of our office and campus life and certainly other groups and organizations on campus that are doing stuff. All right, another big piece of my job, which I love, are our traditions on campus. And certainly every school has those traditions. And up here is a list of some of ours that I'm going to kind of talk through a little bit. These are some of the really fun things we get to do on campus. So it starts out with welcome days. When your students move in, we've got a variety of events planned. I'm in charge of the social aspect of that. So we have all these fun evening events planned for your students, including headphone disco, which there's a picture up there in the top left. If you're not familiar, everyone wears headphones, and the music pumps through the headphones, and it's silent everywhere else except coming through the headphones. So if you're just visiting and watching it, it looks kind of weird. But then when you listen to the music, you're like, oh, okay, that's where they're bumping along to the music. Pack the Quad is a fun tradition we do in the first Friday of the academic year to welcome all of our students back. It's just outdoor events. We've got inflatables, we've got a DJ, we've got cotton candy and other food, and just kind of a fun hangout to welcome everybody. And I'm going to talk more about homecoming and family weekend in just a minute. I've got some separate slides for those. And then at the end of the semester, we celebrate the holidays at St. Thomas. We've got a big Christmas tree that goes up in the atrium, and we do a lot of other types of programming around Christmas as well as other holidays for our students to either check out something new, learn something new, and like make some fun activities. Get to meet Santa Claus. That's one of our staff members that dresses up as Santa Claus for us. And then in the spring, we know that J-term can be a long time for some folks, either to study abroad or to go home and work maybe. And so we do some fun activities to welcome students back, and we're excited to see them. It's been a long time at that point, so we're excited to have them back. Your students won't experience this for a few more years, but when they get to be seniors, we do some really great stuff around celebrating the seniors and kind of sending them off into the next step of their career. Tommy Fest is one of my favorites. That's on the last Friday of classes. We have a big outdoor concert here on the quad, food trucks and fun lights, and just a really like a cool like music festival style hangout, which is fun. And then late night breakfast, we have Study Monday each semester. And so on the spring semester, we have food trucks and that are breakfast themed, come to campus so students can get some late night food and then go back to studying and getting ready for tests. So lots more traditions here on campus, but these are some of the big ones. And like I said, I'm lucky I get to work with them and they're lots of fun. So we're excited for your students to get to experience them this year. This does have a lot of information on it, but what this is I kind of mentioned before, is we've been doing more programming and intentionality behind connecting with our first years, our second years, like our upper division students, out of state and transfer students. And our students have responded really well to that style of programming because they get to connect with their other classmates. For out of state students, they get to meet other out of state folks and kind of talk through that experience. So we do a lot of social programming, but also some educational-ish programming. So like for our first year students, last year we did a finals prep event. So kind of talking about what does finals look like on a college campus, how to use your study Monday, what are some tips and tricks from our older students, and other kind of good stuff like that. So at the end of their first year, last year we did a new event that will continue called Sliding into Second Year. So we got some inflatable slides and just kind of celebrated that they finished their first year and what to kind of expect for their second year. So for our juniors and seniors, we program events and things more towards what their experience is going to be like as they're looking at living off campus, internships, jobs, kind of what their next step is in their career. And then certainly our second years is just a continuation of kind of what their experience needs to be for that second year. Just to reiterate, but I kind of mentioned this, is we do group-specific stuff, and then our outdoor recreation, which is some newer stuff we're excited about. But last year we took, one of the events was we took our out-of-state students to go to the Minnesota Wild game, which was a lot of fun. I think they had a good time. And then the canoeing on the lakes, that's a fun picture, but they had a good time out there too. So. All right, so family weekend, that comes out of our office. We kind of coordinate that effort for the campus. So our dates this weekend, or this year, are October 7th through the 9th. So we hope that you, your families, your friends, whomever wants to come join us for family weekend does so. This is just a short list of the events happening. We've got a lot more to be added to that, but we've got some fun stuff. So we've got some live music. We've got an outdoor movie, some opportunities to create some cool signs, wood signs down in the create space. We'll have some kind of information sessions on that Saturday morning from folks around campus, including some of our deans. And that's just giving you a chance to ask some questions now that your students will have been here for about 6-ish weeks. Maybe you've got some new questions or things you want to know now that you kind of get into a routine with what that looks like. We'll have our Purple on the Plaza, which is our pre-football game tailgate, which is a ton of fun outside here on the plaza. The football game, which will be great. And then we're going to have family weekend bingo. We figured bingo is so popular with our students that we thought we'd let you all experience it. We've got our fun bingo caller named Gus, who comes in a really fun suit, and he'll do bingo for us with some prizes. So. And lots more to come. This is on TommyLink, I believe. If not, it's on our Campus Life website, and we'll continue to add more to that. But definitely those dates, save that, and we'll look forward to seeing you when you come back. All right, then we get into the next weekend after that is homecoming. So for our students, it looks a little bit different. It's a full week of activities and things, and those are listed up here on the screen. And then we certainly have homecoming weekend, which we invite parents and alumni and families and whatnot to come back. But for our students, like I said, we have a full week of events that includes an apparel giveaway. It's been sweatshirts in the past. We bring food trucks. We've got a blood drive, outdoor music, all kinds of fun stuff really during that week just to celebrate our Tommy pride and get people excited about homecoming. So, and then we've got, I forgot, on Saturday night we've got a big homecoming concert out on the quad. So that'll be a lot of fun. I just confirmed our artist last week, so I'm real excited about that. But it's a secret until the students come back, so I can't share that. Okay, so we've got a lot of things, as I mentioned, going on. And again, there's more things happening on this campus than just what's coming out of our office. But there's a variety of ways your students are going to hear about this stuff. The first one, again, being TommyLink. They're going to hopefully get familiar with that and check it on a regular basis. Every Wednesday afternoon, Campus Life sends out an email to the students with a list of events that are happening over the weekend. So literally from Thursday to Sunday, we say, here's what's going on, including athletic events. Hopefully they'll check it out. So if your students are ever like, I don't know what's going on the weekend, either TommyLink or the weekend events email, and you'll get some good information there. Certainly, social media is very popular. We've got our good following on Instagram, so I'd have your students follow some of these accounts to hear about what's going on here on campus. Again, those cohort and group emails we send through Tommy Link, and then you'll see already, but there's a lot of digital signs on campus, and so they'll see digital posters between the student center, the residence halls, the athletic building, all that stuff. So lots of different places or ways to hear about stuff. There's also leadership opportunities. And so one of the first things that your student could get connected to is our student government, whether they were in high school council or student council, or maybe it's something new they want to try. We do have positions that are open those first few weeks of September listed up here, and they can run for those positions, which is kind of a cool opportunity right off the bat to get connected to student government and just kind of the broader St. Thomas community. We have a new leadership development program out of our office. My colleague Jeff has put this together, and it is meant to be really a self-paced leadership program to kind of kickstart leadership skills and for them to get comfortable with who they are, their leadership style, maybe their preferences, and how they can really apply that into the career they're looking into going into, the areas that they're interested in. It's a small program where we have a lot of contact with students going through it, so they get really a personalized experience through that. And there's a few assessments that they take through this program that's free, that normally costs money, such as the Strengths Quest and then the IDI, but we cover that charge for them. So a really cool new opportunity. More information's on our website if your students are interested. Certainly, I'm sure a lot of our first years are like, let me just figure out how to be in college first before I start writing about leadership. But if they're ready for it, we're ready for them to do that. All right, so I know all of this is overwhelming. Certainly it is for our students when they start coming here and looking at everything going on. So we have a new program that we've done the last few years called our Tommy Engagement Consultants, or TECH for short. And what that is we have our student workers in our Campus Life office who meet one-on-one with your student and kind of talk about their interests, their questions, what do they want to get connected to, and just try to help kind of personalize that a little bit more and make it a little less overwhelming. So there's more information online, and we'll have our tech students out and about at these activity fairs to get connected to your students. But if they're feeling like this is just way too much, I need to kind of focus, that's really what these students are there to help with. So. And then as you'll hear and continue to see, there's just a variety of us, both students and staff, who are here for your students. That's my full-time job, which is a lot of fun. So we've got a bunch of student positions like Welcome Day leaders, our programming interns who plan all these great events for your students, our tech students I just mentioned, and our undergraduate student government members who are there to represent your students and concerns and ideas and things like that. We've got some really great student workers in our office who are there to help. And then, as I mentioned, our professional staff and our grad staff are here for your students. We'll connect them in a variety of ways, but we definitely are here to support whatever they need. So, all right, I went through that really quickly, but any questions from the group I can answer for you, or more information you'd like to hear about? All right, I know that, like I said, I know that was a lot, so check out Tommy Link, check out our Campus Life website. You'll see a lot of this information up there. I'm gonna hang out for a little bit. If you guys have individual questions, come on up. Otherwise, thank you, enjoy your day, and we'll see your students here in about like a month or so, I think, right, when they start moving in. So thank you very much.